Hey, welcome. This is G. Welcome, Geminis. This is your November 2019 frequency grid overview. Okay? We have a lot to talk about. I'm going to talk about Mars and where it comes to where it's going to be born in your chart. It's a 2.5-year cycle. We're going to talk about the 1111 portal. Okay? We're going to talk about the gigantic, huge grace of gifts that are coming at the end of the month. We're also going to talk about some of the other in-between things, which is like a full moon, a new moon, of course, the Mercury retrograde. This is a loaded month, but this is a month for elevation. This isn't totally a time of, it's time to up the game. It's time to receive too. We've got a lot of gifts coming, and so I want to just get right to it, jump right in, and begin with your Mars, which is just fantastic. Mars is all about drive. Mars is all about, I'm going to go for it. Mars is our passion. Mars is the first one out of the gate. It's the soldier. Mars is very physical. It's very action orientated. It's like, let's do this. Let's not just sit around anymore. Let's take action. That is Mars. Oh, one other thing. If you're new here, this is all astrology. We do free readings for each subscriber. One subscriber is guaranteed one free high quality reading. All you got to do is comment your info below. Okay? Give me your birth info and I'll hook you up. All right, back to Gemini. This is Gemini Ascendant, Gemini Rising, okay, November 2019. I love this month. Love, 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 love it. Mars bursts out of the invisible and becomes visible and stays in your 5th house, okay? And this is for the next 2.5 years, you're going to feel this. The 5th house is romance. The 5th house is creativity. It's where we have fun. It's athletics. It's sports. It can be children, right? So, you know, you might all of a sudden have this drive in the next couple of years to have children, right? It's a possibility. You might also, I see it because, well, I don't have physical children, but it's a great creative time. It's a house of creativity and, of course, procreating, but it's creative projects, new romances, okay? This is nice, but it's you initiating them, okay? It's because it's Mars in your 5th house, so you initiate, you take the first step, okay? You make the first move. You say, yeah, this is wonderful. Let's do this. And then you go and you buy the supplies. You know, you're like, hey, I'm sponsoring this. Come on over to my house. We're going to have like a work and wine event, right? Where we're going to paint and drink and blah, 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 blah. And I'll supply, anyhow. You will be kind of like taking charge of events like that. And when I say events, it's because it's Libra. It's Mars coming to life in Libra, which is in your 5th house. So likely these events include other people because it's Libra. It's relationships. It's the sign of compromise. It's the sign of significant relationships, significant one-on-one relationships. So likely, yeah, right? Significant one-on-one relationships in the 5th house sounds pretty, you know, the house of romance, the house of dating sounds pretty sexual, right? Right? It doesn't have to be. I mean, it most definitely can be, but also realize we can have significant relationships. We can be very intimate with people, and it doesn't have to be sexual, although it is in the romantic house. So you want to keep this in mind. This is getting great creative project ideas going, okay? Like I said, I already mentioned dating, but sports and hobbies, you definitely might be taking up more things that you were doing, that you weren't doing before, all of a sudden appeal to you now. You know, ways to have a good time, ways to feel joy. And gosh, who the hell wouldn't want that? That's wonderful. You get this for 2.5 years, okay? Mars, again, is our motivation. Motivation to have fun, okay? Motivation to have a good time. Now, let's move on, okay? I want to touch on to the next date, which is 11/11. 11/11 is when we're having our first download of information, okay? 11/11 includes, actually, let me look this up for you to make sure before I speak so I know for sure. Okay, so 11/11, this information that's coming in on that date, You have the Scorpio, which is where it's happening. It's Mercury at 18 degrees with the sun, getting divine angelic support, getting Pluto's power added to it in a supportive, beneficial way, by the way. This is in your 6th house. This is your health. This is your work, okay? This is projects, domestic projects around the house. This is pets, domesticated pets, okay? It can also be coworkers. The 6th house is also our debt. So when we're getting information about those things, remember, this is beneficial information. Beneficial information. This is on 11/11. So take some time to be alone so you can receive properly, so you can hear clearly. Because again, keep in mind, Mercury, even though it's on top of the sun and it's getting support, it is in retrograde. So what I'm recommending for people is to take this entire month in as a research, as like an intake of information coming from all these downloads we're going to be receiving, information from people we know, people from our past, feelings from our past, emotions from our past. Like we're going through a lot of processing, okay? And keep in mind that you don't want to take any actions. You don't want to do anything until you've gotten all the facts on the table and you've looked at everything, and you can then make a good decision. So that's on the 11th. Now the next day, which is the 12th, we have that full moon. The full moon's in Taurus. This is in the opposite location of where you had your 6th house download coming in Scorpio. So that's in your 12th house. The 12th house is the non-tangible realm. It is the place where we go to sit with spirit. It is the realm where we go to get away, where we go to escape. So this actually would enable you to be in a meditative state. It would allow you to easily sit and to be at peace and to have solitude time, okay? Time where you can just be still and hear clearly, okay? And then to really be able to maybe rehash in your mind, in a sense, what you received the day before and to sort through it all. But again, I'm recommending nobody take any actions of any kind until the end of the month, because we get more information. We get more cosmic downloads coming in, and it's from source. And it's after we've taken all that in that we are in a really good place to move forward with decisions and to have more of our soul's voice speaking. And we can hear it more clearly, and we feel more confident. Okay, so now we're going to move up to the 23rd of November. November 23rd is the big day where we've got this greater cosmic consciousness coming in. It's the galactic center, it's Jupiter, it's Venus. Venus is abundance and beauty and peace. And you know, it's like the harvest time. And then we've got Jupiter, which expands and exaggerates. So don't forget about the exaggerating part. But it expands things. And Jupiter is wisdom. Jupiter in general is wisdom. It has the ability to see from a high level, so we can see all the pieces, all the information that we've received, and take a realistic look at it. But remember about the exaggerating part. Jupiter doesn't understand when it exaggerates, because it's in the midst of exaggerating thinking. Jupiter's super optimistic, all right? So that's on the 23rd. Now, on the 26th, a couple of days later, we're going to have a new moon. Now, these two events occur in your 7th house, okay? Your 7th house is your significant one-on-one relationships. 7th house is significant one-on-one relationships. It's where I demand balance. It is where I strive for freedom, meaning I can be with a partner, but I can't spend all my time with that partner. I need to establish time alone. So you're going to be getting an information downloads. You're going to be getting, basically, the way I've been describing it is grace. Like we're all getting a gift. We're all getting some form of benefit to our life at this time. And it's coming in through your significant one-on-one relationships. Now, these can be partnerships in business as well. So you got to love the sound of that, especially if you are in business or if you're looking to have businesses. You know, if you think about what I told you about what's happening in your 5th house, projects and new creative projects and creative ideas, and then at the same time, you're getting this burst of cosmic information in your 7th house of significant relationships, this is huge. This could mean you can take that great idea, the right partner comes along, and it's a merging of skills, a merging of resources. Who knows? Love to hear feedback on this, by the way. So this is on the 23rd. Now, the 26th, like I said, is that new moon. The new moon is when we set our intentions. So all the information you have taken, all the knowledge that's been coming, and all the downloads that have been coming from source, again, the greater cosmic consciousness, that galactic center thing, what the hell is it anyway? Think about it like this. The sun is the sun. Like the sun is, S-U-N is S-O-N, okay? Whereas galactic center is the Father. It's source. It's the source of all creation. So information on that at that time, I am saying not to make any decisions until then, not to take any actions until then, because you can trust that information that's coming in that day. You can trust the information that comes in the few 3 or 4 days following it. This is a time when our soul steps through and we completely let go of all this, the emotional body, the past crap, right, that we've held onto, that we needed to process, but we're done now, and we're letting it drop off of us. So every time we do that, every time we let the pain body dissolve, every time we let a part of our physical being and our personality and our ego dissolve, more of our soul shines through and bursts out and says, this is me, this is why I came, this is my purpose. So this whole time is got great potential for so many individuals to step into this new layer of soulful skin and to just, you know, like to shine. And so really use this month, really take it and use it to elevate yourself, to elevate your soul's goals, to allow your soul's goals to step through regardless of what anybody else thinks, okay? As they say, if it harm none, let it be done. Don't hesitate. Use the energy, use the grace that's going to be given, and be smart. And just, this is time. This is the supply. This is the source. This is the assistant that so many of us have been waiting for. We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for the angelic beams to just shower us and to lift us and to enhance our purpose, to elevate our physical being to a level of pure expression. Okay? So I think I've said all I had to say, because by the 23rd and the 26th, Mercury's direct. You see, she's born and she's direct. And by the way, that happens again in your 6th house. This is work projects, right? This is a job. This is, you know, you might find a job you love. You might find someone you love at a job. I mean, like there's a lot of different ways that this can look. There's a lot of different ways that this can express. And I only mentioned the whole love thing is because you've got Scorpio there in your 6th house, and Scorpio is about significant one-on-one, bonded, here comes the cat, physically bonded relationships. And anyhow, you have free will, use it as you please. I'm sorry, hold on a second, the cat is giving me major, changing everything I've got going on here. Okay, so we're back on. So again, this is it, this is the time. Step out of the ego shell, step out of the physical body shell, let your soul and spirit shine through. Thank you.